Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. I did take a day off for myself yesterday, working on some things through my own journey and still trying to catch up after my trip to Nevada. But yeah, I'm just about getting everything in order and here I am today with the new guidance for the Twin Flame Collective. Also, of course, we had this exciting full moon in Sag on Tuesday, which was, it was very intense energy, I would say. I don't know if you guys felt it, whether you used it for your manifestations and releasing stuff, but yeah, I feel like it was pretty important one, especially because another important astrological event is coming up, and that's the summer solstice. We have another week to go to that. There's also going to be a parade of planets on the 25th of June, if I'm not mistaken, where we will have several planets lined up together, and that's going to be a big deal. I'll speak about that in a separate video, or a more dedicated reading for that. But yeah, basically we kind of, with this full moon, we set ourselves up for something big and important. And then of course we are going to finish up the month with the new moon, and that's going to be on the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. So a few major events in the 20th of June. The 20th. Okay, today I'm going to do a more or less classic read. I was getting some ideas of what should be the questions, what do we need to focus on. I will let the cards speak for the final count, final vote. But I do want to start with the Spirit Junkie deck today, with getting us some affirmation. So what do we need to know? What is good for us? What positive things we can focus on today, especially if you're going through some challenging times, or you kind of go back and forth on your energy and what are your intentions, what are your goals for the nearest future, right? And that's totally normal. Maybe this will give you some ideas and encouragement. And then of course we'll get into tarot, and again got some fun cards today. I have the Souls on Fire tarot deck, the pink one, the fun one, and I've got my holographic cards for clarifications, and we will pull some cards. Actually today I'm gonna use my Divine Masculine cards. Yeah, I was almost ready to do a totally Divine Masculine reading. Maybe I'll do that some other day of the week, but I do feel like they want to talk and they want to say something. So I'm going to use this Oracle deck to get us some messages from DMs. All right, let's start with the Oracle. What do we need to know for Divine Feminine Collective? For their twin flame journey, where they are right now, what they're aiming for, what should the focus be. And of course guys, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to click the like button, to subscribe to my channel, and to leave a comment below the video. Let me know what you'd like to see more of on this channel. If you want me to do other videos apart from tarot, let me know about that, and I'll try to accommodate, or I'll experiment at least. Oh, and also I've got a new backdrop actually, but I decided to keep it for the month of July. Somehow I feel like this is like what I have here now. This one is my astrological quote unquote backdrop, and I feel like it's really called for with everything going on in the month of June. I'm not saying that July is gonna be like an eventful month, but it's just right now I feel like this really resonates with what is important and what what my highlights are in my own journey as well. So I'll keep it for now, but yeah, it's a very interesting, almost like a painting that I'm gonna put up for July. So watch out for that. So for the feminines, we have my friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. So this one is calling us to remember about people who love us, or at least our guides, our mentors, our support network, basically. People or entities or animals, if you wish, that we can rely on, that, you know, that are there for us in the time of need. And they're always, like, love is around us. Support is there, it's always there. My friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. And the second one is, the difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. Interesting, right? We talked about friendships here, like the, you know, the happy past scenario, how they nourish me. That's like what you should be looking for, right, in your relationships. Remember, we actually got that card just the other day, like, you know, look at your relationships, something like that. So this is like what you should be aiming for. That's the feeling. If they're difficult relationships, that's not for you to blame yourself for those people, but this is for you to look at why is it on your journey? What is it teaching you? As twin flames, all of our relationships and interactions with people mean something. And yeah, maybe if it's like a literally one-off encounter with, I don't know, a mean cashier at the supermarket that you're never gonna see again, maybe, you know, it wasn't necessarily meant to be, so to say, although it could still be that. But if it's a relationship with someone, then for sure, 200%, it's there for a reason. Whether it's in the more healthy side or it's a difficult relationship, the way Gabby calls it here. They are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. So see, why do you put up with that? Or what is it trying to show you? In a nurturing way still, right? Showing compassion and love to yourself, to people involved, and seeing how you can learn from it. For me personally, I usually, when I spot something like that, a difficult relationship, I see what I can, you know, calmly, objectively, what I can change for the better. What can I do to change things around? Because a lot of times it is a perfect mirror. It has to do with my shortcomings or areas for improvement or past traumas or whatever, you name it, right? That's what resonates. That's what we intuitively, all of us, really, twin flames, not twin flames, that's what we project into relationships with other people. So yeah, I'm trying to look at that. I'm trying to, so to speak, give the person the best chance, right? Like, see what I can do to make things better. But if I see that I'm taking steps, I'm doing what I can, and it's still not working out, then it's just not meant to be, right? Or it's time to move on. And it's not to say necessarily that's a terrible person, but it just means that we don't resonate with each other anymore. If there is no added value in that interaction, in that relationship, if you want to call it that way, then it shouldn't be in your life. It shouldn't be there just because, just as a checkbox, just because it's, I don't know, your neighbor, your 5th grade teacher, your colleague, your boss, the person that talks to you when you are, I don't know, in the grocery store, right? It doesn't, like, you don't owe anything to anyone. And it should bring something good, something positive, something extra for you that you wouldn't have if that person weren't in your life. And if it's just like kind of like you feel like they're wasting your time, or you're doing it just for the sake of doing it, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, guess what? You're hurting yourself by that. And yeah, it's getting long, so I'm not gonna spend too much more time on it. Let's get into divine masculines now. Sorry guys, but somebody needed to hear that. And I mean, it's a real, like, it's not even a rare situation. We face this, I would say, almost on a daily basis. Or like now that maybe like the last year or so that I'm a lot more conscious of connections and relationships in my life, I don't face it on a daily basis, but I still do what I call an inventory from time to time, maybe like at least once a quarter, where I'm seeing where my energy is spent, how I'm, you know, how I feel about people in my life, how I'm spending my time, and I decide like, okay, maybe here it's time to make a change. So I'm consciously allocating time for that to kind of go through it and see and feel and make some decisions. What do we have for divine masculines? Okay, also 2 cards. I claim my desires. I hold great visions. I'm ready to receive. Wow, this is so cool. And I love that it's pink. Divine masculine tapping into their divine feminine power. Claim my desires. I hold great visions. I'm ready to receive. And guidance is available to me now. I know that angels, ancestors, and spirit guides are always at hand. I do not walk alone. I love it. And it also has the star, very mirroring energy with divine feminine. So both twin flames, I kind of really require that extra support from the guides, which just proves that we're going through some major changes and shifts in our journey. All doing it differently, of course, but if you're having a long day or a hard time with something specific, don't feel bad. And you can leave a comment about that. You can ask me, what do I do when something like that comes up? Feel free to do that, guys. And of course, if you're interested in a private reading or coaching session, do not hesitate to reach out via an email address. If you're interested in coaching, we will set up a free call session, and so that I can get to know you and we can discuss what you're looking for, and I will let you know where I see I could be of help. Okay, let's see what's the energy like for divine feminines right now. Three of Wands, yeah, that's that intention setting. It's this time of taking conscious steps forward towards your goals, dreams, passions. What about divine masculines? I will clarify, of course. Wow, 10 of Wands. Masculines are truly closing cycles, and we saw that in the previous readings as well. To lift some weight off their shoulders, because you can't go on like that anymore. That's what I'm hearing right away. Okay, what else do we need to know about the twin flame connection at this time? What about the connection? What do we need to know? What kind of area do we need to learn something? What's important to know? Okay. Wow, Six of Cups. Dum da da dum. I love this card so much, and it's beautiful here because you see the boy is giving her like one of the cups and it has a flower in it. It's very sweet. Okay, let's pull some clarifier. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, we can see that the cycle is closing with the full moon time, and like I was saying, although the peak of the full moon was on Tuesday in the morning, my time zone, it's still gonna linger for a few days. So don't feel bad if you feel like you missed it. You haven't missed it, and you still have time to tie up some loose ends, to release something, to cleanse your space, maybe whatever great idea you have of how you can, like feel more free, breathe free, to like take the deep breath and like feel better. What is gonna give you that feeling? Think about it. Let's clarify the Three of Wands. You can't make this up, okay? Let's clarify 10 of Wands. Oh, Six of Cups. Please clarify Six of Cups. What do we need to know about it? About innocence, memories, and unconditional love. Page of Pentacles in reverse. All right. So, for feminines, we have Three of Wands clarified by Three of Wands. Yeah, so this is the manifestation in action, like the practical aspect of it, where divine feminines know exactly what they're looking for in this moon cycle, like post the last full moon and into this new cycle, right? Yeah, so once you've released, or you're releasing stuff that doesn't work for you anymore, including relationships that we just saw as a hint for today, you will immediately see what's the positive action. You'll let go of stuff that doesn't work, and you will immediately take off. It will give you more wind in the sails for how you want to move forward. What do you want to attract in your life? Do you want to have more of? And I don't just mean materially, right? But in terms of what kind of energies, what do you want to be doing, what kind of people do you want to be around. Maybe you want to start a new hobby, maybe you want to try something new for your mission, maybe you want to find other people on the same journey and connect and build a community, you know, maybe you want to travel the world finally, right? So sky's the limit. For the masculines, we have 10 of Wands clarified by 6 of Cups. Yeah, guess what? So this divine love is speaking to divine masculines in new and amazing ways, like the twin flame energy always does, right? And we say what we do for the twin, what we do for ourselves, we do for the twin. That should be the approach anyway, right? You work on yourself. But ultimately, you know that the positive change you're making in your life is going to positively impact your twin flames journey, your DM's journey, if we're talking about DFs. So yeah, what's happening with DM, they're feeling this kind of, it's like an echoing power of what you've been working on the changes that you've made, and they're getting that push energetically to move forward in the name of love, in the name of this connection. And yes, for some of them who are more aware, they understand a little bit better that it's connected with you. And remember, sometimes we speak about how they get inspired by the DFs and they watch you on social media, they listen to you, your opinion is important, like they really look up to you. For others that are still in resistance and denial, they may not necessarily see it that way specifically, but energetically they're still being pushed. They're being pushed away from the burdens and towards innocence and love. Somewhere we don't have to work so hard for it, right? Like, look at this guy. He looks like that he's like really like, you know, trying not to let go of all those wands. He's about to do that anyway. Right? Just keep going, you can do this, and that sort of idea. But here it's light and easy energy, right? It's childlike fun. It's when you didn't have to think about, you know, burdens and responsibilities, right? You were just having your dreams, your visions, and, you know, you were sharing your joy with the world. That's what they're striving to have more in their life. And hence, for the question for the connection today, we're talking about unconditional love and innocence. Kind of the primary love energy, if you wish, right? Before it gets muddled with all the 3D reality and different stereotypes, limitations, and frameworks of our society. No matter where you are in the world, what you do, how old you are, there will be some constraints and some templates that twin flames will have to be working through. Each of them, probably in their own way, first of all, and then together as well. We have Page of Pentacles in reverse as a like extra guidance on this. So what I'm seeing here is that there is a main understanding that this is not directly like practical, pragmatic relationship. You know, like the twins, this is the first time that the twins are seeing this clarity, or it's a new level of clarity that they see about how this goes beyond any of the society-based values of relationships. You know, like what we were just talking about it, what kind of value do you add to me, right? And when we consider our significant other, our life partner, somebody who is our, you know, who we love unconditionally, kind of, right? If we can even speak about that outside of this paradigm. But anyway, you know, if we choose that soulmate, let's call it that way, right? That choose someone, we are expecting certain things practically. You know, like for example, if like in a traditional couple, which I would represent, right, a man and a woman, I'm a woman, what do I expect about a man who is stepping in to be my life partner when I'm looking for one? Would I be expecting they provide for me, that they can afford buying a house, that they can give me the lifestyle that I want, even if I stop working, and take care of, you know, household and children? You know, are they still gonna allow me to invest in myself and grow in, you know, those kind of, are they like, what their family like? Are they gonna be a problem for me and for our family? We'll have to build strong boundaries, or they're gonna be supportive, right? Like all of those practical, physical things that we think about. And tell me that you've never thought about it, even with your twin flame. I'm sure you have, and that there's nothing wrong with it. That's just how our society is built. And if you talk about something like that to an older generation, you'll have like 10 times more of those points that are important than like, oh, what about this? What about that? Right? So the twins are seeing here that it's not about that. It's not about the physical. It's not about who makes more money, or whether you will be able to live in the house of your dreams, you'll be able to afford it, right? It's about something a lot deeper and a lot more important than that. And that's where I'll put like the 3 dots where we can continue some other time this conversation. But I do want to just see that we're already at 20 minutes of video, and I want to post some messages from Divine Masculine. That's what where we're gonna end this. We'll hear from Divine Masculine what's going on with them, what they would like to share at this time, what's in their heart and mind. Oops. Anything else? Okay. You make me extremely happy. You make me want to be a better person. Yay! The biggest impact we make on each other. That's what matters, guys. That's what's important. I miss you so much. It scares me. Oh, all beautiful messages. And this deck is one of those where there's a lot of like shadow work thoughts going on. So this is like the jackpot from this deck of what you could possibly see. But it's great. It means that Divine Masculines are in a more of constructive energy, where they see, remember we just spoke about the healthy versus unhealthy relationship. They see how much you make their life better, more exciting, more wonderful, right? Instead of focusing on what is wrong with them or with you or with the connection or whatever, right? And that's the energy that's going to help them. It's like a surf, it's like a wave that's going to help them surf into something bigger and better, to finally release those burdens and move on to something happier and more joyful. Okay, I hope this has been good for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.